I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wikiana.
So I want to move on to the tension that boiled over between Garcelle and Dorit this year. It started in Vegas when Garcelle said that she couldn't trust the group around the kids.
Last night when we were sitting at the table and we were talking about Oliver, I felt disingenuous for myself because I felt like what I really wanted to say is that I don't know if I trust you guys when it comes to my family. I know you said some nice things, but just telling you my truth. I mean, I think because I'm still a little bit with the laughing of Jax. Kyle apologized and Erica has apologized.
Situation with Jax. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
I didn't laugh at Jax.
I know you said that. But I just feel like I want to protect my family and I want to protect my family. And I feel like I still want to protect my family from this group.
She's saying that she doesn't trust.
I just feel like I don't feel.
When we talk about her kids.
Thank you.
Garcelle, you were obviously pretty vocal about Erica's drinking. When did you start to be concerned?
It wasn't until my party and the incident with Jax. Because I didn't realize how bad the Jax thing was until I watched the episode.
Erica said to Garcelle's son, the 14-year-old, to go, oh,
I was there.
I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny.
I think it's great that she did that.
I, like Garcelle, never saw it in person. So when I saw the episode, I was mortified. My husband was mortified.
But I don't see what would be funny about it at all.
I thought whatever issues Garcelle and I had, that was resolved.
And if I'm in this group, I want to feel like my kids,
Like I
that
said,
you would want to protect them too. Like I would if somebody
1,000,000%.
came after your kids or,
1,000,000%.
you know?
Listen, we're all mothers. You know, it made me sad.
Oh, Miss Dorit, you trying to flip it and reverse it. Flip it and reverse it. You not Missy Elliott, bitch, okay? Stop the gaslighting and stop trying to flip shit in here, okay? What happened was y'all was he and ha-ha-haing at Miss Garcelle's son getting laughed at, or excuse me, not laughed at. Y'all was laughing. Okay. Y'all was he and ha-ha-haing at Garcelle's son getting cussed at by Miss Erica Jane. And while Miss Dorit wasn't the one who cussed, I mean, you were sitting there while your husband was he and ha-ha-haing, and you surely didn't say, baby, that ain't funny. What if somebody did that to our child? And then when Garcelle tried to explain the situation to you guys, you tried to flip it onto her and say, shouldn't she be over y'all laughing at Erica cussing at her child? Why would she feel comfortable with her children around you bitches after that incident? I don't care how many years it's been. Y'all need to prove yourself to me. I'm sorry.
And it hurt me to hear that a friend of mine doesn't trust me.
It also hurt my feelings to watch friends of mine laugh at the situation of a 14-year-old being cussed at.
But it seems like you're holding on to a grudge of that. Anyway,
It was
supportive.
adding to it. So I felt the way I felt because I saw the scene. And then me sharing my feelings, you being defensive and not letting me just have my feelings. And you're like, you know, it happened a year ago. You should be fine.
I mean, it's been over a year.
Yeah, but you can't put a time on it. I can't tell
No,
you
I'm
it's
just
been
telling you
over
this
a year and
happened
you
over a
should be
year
better
ago.
than...
Listen, Garcelle, you've known us for 3 years. You know people, if they are good people and if they are
I'm
genuine
not
people.
saying
And
you're a
one
horrible
incident-
person. I think you're taking it wrong.
To say that I don't trust you with my kids, that to me, it hits right in my heart.
I feel like now you're making
That's
me feel like I need to apologize to you for how I feel because you're so hurt.
Garcelle, please, come on.
I wasn't singling you out. That's why I feel like when people are guilty, they take it on.
I just felt sad. I felt sad that you felt that way.
Bitch, you need to stop lying, okay, girl? You know I live for you. I love you, Miss Dorit. But you were trying to play in Garcelle's face right now because you didn't feel no goddamn bad. You were trying to even play Garcelle and say, shouldn't you be over the situation? So I didn't really hear any situation of you saying, I feel oh so bad about this. Oh my God. Stop playing, ho.
Then just say that.
So, Garcelle,
Yes.
you said you don't believe Dorit is racist, but you do believe she's an unconscious Karen.
because I walked in at the end. What were you and Garcelle talking about that you guys got so heated over?
It's a funny goofball thing.
I can see you tucking a few bucks and going, I want a lap dance.
Y'all are laughing because y'all know that that is the last thing that would ever happen.
You made out with your driver?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
She is...
Hold on a minute. That was between me, Erica, and Sutton. And now I feel like you're saying it to embarrass her, and that's not okay.
I'm good. I'm tired. You know, I'm an emotional person, and I didn't like seeing your face the other night.
I was really messed up.
First of all, are you getting
Why
heated
did you
because
bring it up, Dorit?
Garcelle
Why
thinks
did
that I
you
did
bring
to
it up?
embarrass?
Why did you bring it up?
We were going back
Why did
and
you bring it
forth,
up?
and you were like, I'm
Why
not that
did you
kind
bring
of
it
girl.
up? Answer my question.
I just said we were going back and forth. It wasn't just, it was playful, it was joking. We were all laughing about the situation.
It just felt like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women.
To also just give people the benefit of the doubt.
Who's the people?
Me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. When I said it to Erica, we were all having a good time.
We were.
And I apologized because I didn't know that was going to bring up this.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you
said
have
as
to
a
say it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
I did not attack you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. After that, I cried to sleep, and I woke up, and I wasn't better. I mean, the word attack.
Dorit was not trying to hurt anybody. But then again, you know, everybody has their own experience.
I used a word that was offensive to Garcelle and made a mistake. She had a very strong reaction to it. And it was a moment where I think there was just like, it felt like everything just went super silent.
I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and I've offended you or upset you or any of it. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
Garcelle,
good.
honey,
Nope,
there's...
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not.
Well, I think you have.
That's on you.
Okay.
The word attack when we're getting in heated conversations, you can kind of go towards that
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you having?
I think I'm gonna do the Greek salad.
Oh, okay, that's good.
To be honest with you, the food is secondary to me right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to leave the floor to you because I know...
I appreciate that.
You know,
yeah.
You've said that you don't feel like I hear you, and I really want to make sure that not only I do, but you feel like I do.
I appreciate that. So I would like to go first.
We're both on the same page.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. The other night was tough.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
if you
said
have
as
to
a
say it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
You have to know who you're dealing with. There are 3 words you don't say to black women. You don't say aggressive, you don't say attack, and you don't say angry.
Kind of go towards that.
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes. I'm not here to educate you. That's not my job. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. But I feel like you need to be aware of who you're talking to and when you're talking to them and what you say.
If it's offended you in any way,
oh, it has. That's why we're here. That's why I reacted the way I reacted. I mean, I was emotional for 2 days. I went to bed crying. I woke up crying. I drove to the beach because I couldn't figure out why I was so triggered by that.
The difference being just
unaware, just, you know, just not.
Okay, I spit it out now, girl. You know what you want to say. And also, side note, can we wrap this red shit up by next season? I'm not trying to play Miss Garcelle because she is serving, honey. She's giving you body. She's giving you Bobby Anna. But why couldn't your red look like this all season? You wait to the reunion to really do it up, and then all season you look real red up.
You blocked me because I didn't like your glam. Your glam. Your glam. Didn't like your glam. You should be mad at the stylist and not mad at me, ho. Like Girliana, I didn't do your hair, I didn't style you. So take it up with that bitch being your stylist. You should be mad at the stylist and not mad at me, ho. Garcelle, 1-800, take it up with your stylist and not with me. You know I love you. You blocked me because I didn't like your glam. Your glam. Your glam. Didn't like your glam.
I'm a hush because you know I live and I love Garcelle, okay? But let me get back to my original point, which was, do I even think Dorit is racist? No. Do I think she's a little bit slow? Yeah. But then again, it's like, damn, girl, you called fucking, what's her name? I almost called that bitch Charlie. Crystal. You called Crystal a child bride, and then you have, like, some questionable things that you have said towards Garcelle. So it's like, girl, what's really happening here? So I don't know if you're really a racist ass bitch or not, but I don't know how much more race play I can take, okay?
I feel like the word attack just seemed unnecessary for me saying, no, why you're just trying to embarrass her.
I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words and all the things. But, you know, they're also, you have to judge on character, you know, and intent.
Judge on character and intent. Weren't you the one trying to relate to Garcelle by saying you had a black worker bitch in your house? And didn't you call Crystal a child bride, knowing that's kind of problematic due to her race and background? And haven't you said problematic things to Garcelle? And haven't you been laughing at Garcelle's son getting cussed at? Well, necessarily you didn't, but your husband was hee-heeing and ha-ha-haing. And then your other husband, Mauricio, who you be hopping upon, was hee-heeing and ha-ha-haing. And you was there, not stopping it. Not that you can control other adults, but you can say, like, hold on, baby, like I said earlier. That's not funny. So, stop playing, bitch.
You know that I would never deliberately do something to hurt you, okay? And if you do, by the way, otherwise, then tell me.
Girl, no, okay? Aren't you over 40? Shouldn't you know if what you are saying is offending somebody or if it's sour and not right? Stop playing.
There's something... I want to listen to everything you have to say. I also feel like I need to be able to defend myself. So if you haven't finished, I want you to get it all out.
Because it feels to me like there's something that you're...
What does it feel like?
I don't know
that
exactly.
I'm racist?
I'm not labeling
but
you.
there's
I'm not
implication
labeling
here, so
no,
I want to know,
you know what? If there's racist undertone, that's not my fault. I'm not calling you anything.
Because if it's simply about me using a word that triggered you, if that's what this is about, then I'm apologizing. But it sounds like there's something more. I mean, you do realize I'm Jewish, Garcelle.
We were sitting at Sutton's store, and I was, unfortunately, asking you about your esophagus. Sutton said to me, "Why are you yelling at me?" You didn't say anything. No, I'm talking,
We all
guys.
yell
I'm
at each
talking.
other.
I'm talking.
We all yell at each other.
I'm a black woman, too.
Annemarie is black? I didn't know. What the fuck are we stating our colors for? And what was Garcelle supposed to do? Like, you're grown as fuck. She's not your mother. She's not your keeper.
And that is somebody weaponizing me as a black woman, trying to make me look aggressive.
You can stand up for yourself, which you were doing perfectly fine that entire night.
I'm still talking.
Ooh, not Miss Anna Banana getting nasty with Garcelle. Garcelle ain't do nothing to you. I mean, you are right about the situation of Sutton saying you were yelling at her when you weren't, and the tropes that has. But again, Garcelle is not your keeper. She's not the coochie police. Like, every black incident, she's supposed to say, black power, black power, black power. I got you, girl. Black power, black power, black power. Girl, you were doing a good job of sticking up for yourself and saying what you needed to say. And if you did it, that's on you. I mean, I guess it would have been nice for Garcelle to say something, but like,
So I was being weaponized as a black woman, trying to imply that I'm yelling at her when I'm clearly not. Who stood up for me? This one did.
Okay.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Dorita's a savior. Oh my god, let's give her a cookie. Bitch, what was the point of this story? Get on my face.
I want to get back to Dorit. Did you and Garcelle finish it?
Garcelle labeled
We
me,
were
and you
good.
made assumptions.
You also label me as angry or attacking. Then that changes somebody's perspective when they meet me, right?
I didn't label you as attacking.
You said you attacked me.
Yes, that is used all the time.
Ooh, I know y'all gonna hate me, but I've had enough of this race play. And I know that, hold on, something's in my eye. But I know that this is life and race play happens in life. I'm not meaning to call this race play, but this race talk regarding the word attack, I, again, don't think necessarily Dorit meant to use the word in a sour way, as I don't think she really knew the whole connotation that has with black women. Should she be more aware? Obviously, she's grown as fuck. She should know better. But then again, I don't think her intent was to offend or harm Garcelle. But I know that's not the point of why Garcelle is angry. She just doesn't want, or not angry. Hold on, don't let me get my ass in trouble. What's the right word? Hold on, I don't want to get eaten up. Basically, let me just end it here and just say, I understand what Garcelle is saying.
I want to express my condolences to you. I know your mom recently passed. What can you tell us about her?
Shortly after we started filming, my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She told me on camera.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How is she doing?
She passed 3 months later.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, and it was, there was a time when, I talked to Kyle about it a bit because I knew that she'd understand because of her mom.
Yeah.
And then there was a time when I tried to talk to Sutton about it and she threw it back in my face. And they found an 8 by 7 centimeter tumor in her lung.
Wow.
It's been a hard year.
And all this was going on
While she was filming,
filming the show.
Yeah.
You didn't share it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I need to choose my words wisely as I don't want to offend anybody. But Anna Banana, you lying on your mama? It's not good to lie on skeletons and ghosts and so on. And I'm not trying to say you lying on your mama, but didn't you just say, or in that interview with that Heather McDonald lady, you said you told some of the ladies and they really paid you dust? So that's why you started going after Miss Sutton about her esophagus? But now you're saying you didn't tell anybody. Huh? Girl, again, I don't want to say you lying or, because again, I know grieving is a serious thing, as again, you did lose your mother. That's the truth. But like, why you lie? Wait. Something ain't right, girl.
So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, and it was, there was a time when, I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
So what's going on, Miss Anna Banana? I don't like bitches lying on their... Hold on. Let me just say, I'm sorry for your loss, because losing a parent or just anybody is no joke, and it's really a sad thing to go through. But are you a lying ass bitch because you say one thing and then you say another? So that means you lying. And you lying on spirits and relics and so on. I'm not calling your mama a relic. I'm just saying, like, you really lying on your mama? Or you're not lying on your mama, but you're using your mother in the situation of a lie. At least that's what it's coming off as to me. Let's just get back into this damn reunion.
Why did Sutton's story about her esophagus bother you so much?
I guess the way it was presented to me was just really odd. Sutton, you guys know her the best, right? I feel like you guys are the closest with her. Small esophagus. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse.
Okay, I
but
have a
it's
question for
driving me
you.
Bananas.
I Googled narrow esophagus, and it's very much a thing. And it's not like it has never happened before.
Even in the medical field, you can't say this is 100% the way it is all the time.
No, and actually when you type it in, one of the next words is genetic. So there's a genetic issue to it, and she was saying that her family has it.
Okay, so a bunch of you guys tagged me in this clip of Annemarie talking to Sutton about her esophagus, and I finally had time to watch the episode, so now I'm gonna weigh in. I think it was very disturbing how Annemarie was like weaponizing her medical profession to tell Sutton things about her own condition. I'm gonna digress a little bit here and just talk about the esophagus. So the esophagus exists for one reason, which is to get food from your mouth into your stomach. It's just like a long, narrow tube. Sometimes the esophagus can have a stricture, which is a narrowing, and it can be severe or it can be mild. The first symptom that patients usually present with is difficulty swallowing. So you don't just chew your food more. Like, a stricture is a stricture. And you can chew your food all you want, but unless you blend it into a smoothie, if your stricture is narrow, you're gonna have like the feeling of some food stuck in your esophagus. The most common cause is GERD, which is reflux disease, very common, peptic ulcer disease, cancer, eosinophilic esophagitis. Now, I specialize in thoracic anesthesia, so I'm very, very familiar with the procedures that we use to dilate the narrowing. It's basically we put a scope down the patient's mouth and go into the esophagus and locate where the stricture is. And then using a bougie, a balloon, or a guided wire, we are able to tent open the stricture a little bit more. I have done hundreds of these surgeries, and it's a minor procedure. You do have to undergo general anesthesia for it most of the time.
Coming to you live from my kitchen counter in pajamas because this is the only time I'm gonna have to do this. I've been meaning to respond to the countless number of messages, DMs, and tweets about the Beverly Hills Sutton esophagus issue with Annemarie. I just haven't had time, so here's my quick take. I'm not gonna bore you with the medical details. Tiffany Moon did a great post, so if you wanna go check that out, go for it. But here's my personal opinion on this. This is not a question about whether you are a nurse, a CRNA versus a physician. It does not matter where you fall in the spectrum, all the way from being a tech to being a doctor. You join the profession to be an advocate for patients. And as such, it is not our place to belittle, question, or demean a patient's symptoms or diagnosis. We are there to facilitate and help the patient through the medical process. And it was just very uncomfortable and cringy to watch Annemarie belittle Sutton's symptoms in such a way. She's a lovely person, Annemarie. I met her at BravoCon. We sat on the panel, but that scene was a no.
Hello, my dear.
Hey.
How are you?
Sorry, baby. I'm good. We need to talk.
We do need to talk.
I know. We're going to talk right now.
Okay, let's talk right now. Go to the bar.
Just say leave. Don't say go to the bar. All right, I love it.
You picked the wrong person.
Seriously, Sutton, let me explain something
Excuse me,
to you
ma'am.
first.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sutton.
No, ma'am.
Let me explain.
No, ma'am.
I don't yell. So if you want to make me yell, I
I'm
will
not
match
yelling.
your tone. Literally, Sutton approached me like I had been warned she would do. Everyone's like, oh, wait till Sutton yells at you. And I'm like, come again?
Here we go again. Someone's about to be toothless at this table in a minute.
We were all gussied up and making a scene.
Well, if you're going to have a confrontation, don't do it at the memorial service, celebration of life. Have it at Homeless Not Toothless. Listen, I gave him $25,000. Again, that deserves a fight. We're going to end it tonight, and we're going to end it real fast. I'm not going.
You were. Now you're lying. You were yelling.
Oh, is this my third lie that
Yes,
I've
your
done?
third lie.
What was the first two?
The first one was that her doctor said she can drink and have gabapentin at the same time.
Which he did.
Well, you can't.
board certified doctor, GI, that I've seen. So I know what I have.
Anybody would have asked their colleagues. Anybody would have looked at her like she had two heads for saying something that didn't make sense. And then anybody would have been like, why are you yelling at me, crazy lady? Because you were the one who lied.
How dare you keep bringing my medical conditions up to people?
Right.
She won't stop. And I am tired of talking about it.
This is why I say Sutton likes to do all the questioning. She likes to get messy with other people and poke and prod into their business.
The reason why I initially asked you here is because of your TikTok video you did after watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a couple weeks ago. Now, you were tagged in this clip a lot about Annemarie Wiley, the new cast member, which I have not really taken to yet, but she was using Sutton's small, dainty esophagus against her in a conversation. And I still was I was having a hard time understanding large esophaguses, small esophaguses, strictures. Can you walk us through that? What actually is a small esophagus? What is a stricture? How do you deal with these things?
Okay, yes. I want to thank the people who tagged me and brought it to my attention because I am not caught up on this season's Real House of Beverly Hills because I just have a lot going on. And it kept showing up in my social media. And I watched the clip, but then I didn't feel that I could speak about it until I saw the whole episode because you can't just watch a clip out of context. So I watched the whole clip and I was like, oh no, it wasn't out of context. Like she was this bad. So the esophagus is a tube that connects your mouth to your stomach. And it can have scar tissue, which is called a stricture. That can be high up in the esophagus or more commonly lower down in the esophagus, right where the esophagus meets the stomach. When people have that scar tissue called a stricture and they swallow certain kinds of food, especially like meat or bread, things that are not liquid or more easily passable, they get this feeling that the food is like stuck in their like, I don't know how to describe it, but everyone's had it before. It's called dysphagia, problem swallowing. And it's actually a common problem, which is why I was kind of surprised that Annemarie, who is a medical professional, like did not know anything. Like, this is not some rare esoteric problem. Like,
oh my gosh, Dr. Moon, I had
super common.
After I talked about it on my show last week, I had so many people reach out to say, I have this problem, or my friend or my husband has this problem. And I wasn't aware how much of an issue this actually is, that it's fairly commonplace.
Yeah, it's very common. I mean, not very common, but fairly common because the main causes of it are like GERD, which is very common, peptic ulcer disease, which is very common, and then less commonly eosinophilic esophagitis or cancer, which I'm glad. Those are less common causes. But basically she was just speaking incorrectly. Not only was she wrong, but she was like weaponizing her profession as a healthcare worker to sort of tell Sutton how she should and should not be feeling, and she should just chew her food more. When she said that, I was appalled. I was like, the way you treat an esophageal stricture is one, not to gaslight your patient, but two, not to tell them to chew their food more. Like, that is so condescending. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, when the esophagus has a stricture, it doesn't matter how much you chew your food, unless it's like liquid or smoothie, and for sure it's going to pass the stricture. You're going to get that feeling of dysphagia and discomfort. And I just, when she said that, I was like, oh, now I got to say something.
And you said that I made up.
I didn't say you made it up.
You said she lied.
I scoured all of my medical books. I went to work. I asked questions. I asked anesthesiologists. I asked ENTs. They said, you can say that to a lay person, but if you say that to someone in medicine, you look stupid. I said what she said does not make sense medically.
You said that as well, but you said she lied.
Okay, I said if it's a lie. I said if.
You said she lied to me twice.
Yes, about the gabapentin, and then potentially this.
So you said she lied.
Potentially.
Just say it.
Crystal, you were the one saying she has an eating disorder. Did you have an eating disorder?
Are you out of your mind? You're implying that she has an eating disorder.
I'm not. For the record, those are Crystal's words, not mine. I never said that.
I want to say this. Watching everything back and seeing how I behaved, how I handled the entire situation, I just want to apologize to you because I can't even tell you how much I hated watching it.
Okay, I'm confused again, Miss Anna Banana. And I don't want to call you a lying ass bitch, as I know you are going through something serious about, dealing with your mother and so on. So I'm trying to be delicate. But you're again confusing me, because in that flashback clip that I showed, which is very much recent, you said that you told Sutton about the situation of your mother passing or being sick, and she didn't give a fuck. Or she was saying that you were using that as an excuse to how you were behaving.
My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She told me on camera.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How is she doing?
She passed 3 months later.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, and it was, there was a time when, I talked to Kyle about it a bit because I knew that she'd understand because of her mom.
Yeah.
And then there was a time when I tried to talk to Sutton about it, and she threw it back in my face.
So that's why you felt some type of way towards Sutton, but now you're apologizing towards her? Or to her? Not towards her. What the fuck? But you're apologizing to her, which is nice and she deserves it. But I'm again confused if you're standing on, like, you told her again something serious about your mother and she threw it in your face, but now you're apologizing at the reunion. You're just like fucking confusing me. And I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Like, what, girl?
I wasn't angry about the esophagus. It was the going behind my back and talking about it and saying that I had an eating disorder and that I was hiding behind this ailment to have an eating disorder.
Then I'm sorry. For my part. What? For my part in everything that happened.
I will talk about my esophagus issue all day.
Well, I'm sorry that I upset you by talking about your esophagus.
Behind my back.
Behind your back.
As we moved into Spain, Annemarie claimed that Crystal had called all of you shallow, uneducated, fake socialites.
Yeah.
Crystal, you denied it.
You ladies were not intelligent. Nobody was educated, and you're very shallow.
Shallow and uneducated?
Shallow. Well, she knows I'm educated, so
That's ridiculous.
We're all educated.
We're all educated.
We're all educated.
Have I ever said that I was a socialite?
No.
Have I said that I'm very social?
Yes.
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 With all the socialites I do know, they don't say I'm a socialite.
That is correct.
She actually, that's what she is. I do believe that she said that. I do.
Isn't that like an old term used as like,
don't
what are we
know. All I
doing,
know
a
is I've
debutante
always-
ball and coming out? Is this a cotillion? None of us here are from, good breeding, despite what Sutton wants to think of herself.
I've been to the Met Gala 7 times. I'm on the board of American Ballet Theater.
Okay.
I just resigned from MOCA board.
Okay.
So there's that.
None of us here are, Northeastern blue bloods, so off.
Okay, so Crystal and I actually just
so.
talked about this the other day.
And?
At the American Ballet Theater Gala.
I know, I missed it.
That I chaired.
I know.
She said, I'm not a socialite. Socialites are in New York. It's an East Coast thing. San
Is she
Francisco.
social, though? She's always out doing
social.
something. Okay. But not a socialite.
She might be the most social one in the group.
Okay.
I could hear her saying something like that. Like, I'm kind of the more social one. That I could hear her say.
Okay.
I'm a very social person, and I don't call myself a socialite, but if that's what being social is, then I guess I am.
Yeah, the first night that Crystal and I met at that holiday party at our mutual friend's house, she was like, I'm a housewife, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like, so, are you guys, like, really good friends?
When I met her, she had asked me, because she watched the show, so she goes, do you guys hang out with each other all the time? And I said, some people hang out, and some people, I might see them, like, after, the next season. I said, it looks like everyone is super social, but there's more people who, like, have big groups of friends or their tight group. So I said, I'm someone that has a lot of friends. I'm very social. I'm one of the more social people because I'm from LA. And she took that to change it into, I said, everyone is not a socialite, but I am.
You have this need to make people, you need people to think that you're better than them.
I don't need anything.
She does.
No, but that's all I've seen. And the not
That's all
being
you've seen.
honest.
I've met you 6 times in my
Crystal,
life.
that doesn't matter.
Give me an
It's
example
what
of
you've
when.
shown me.
Give me an example
Crystal,
of when I think I act like I'm better than you.
Well, right
Give me
now,
an example.
Well, right now, I think you do because you
Okay, so
are.
always.
You're not
Give
being
another
honest.
example.
You're not being honest.
So give me another example.
With Crystal.
Give me another
She's
example.
like, they are uneducated and pretend socialite. She's like, I'm the only real, actual socialite
in the group.
She probably did call us all uneducated. Hooray.
Don't care.
Yeah, right. Okay, what's your
I
next
mean,
question? Okay.
I don't care. Like, if she wants to say I'm uneducated,
I don't
did not go
either.
to college. I'm also very intelligent and very successful, so I don't really care what someone says I'm uneducated.
I mean, there's many ways to be educated. What, formally educated, street-wise? Are you worldly?
Self-educated.
Like self-educated? Like, what are we talking about? Sexual knowledge? I don't know, financial, spiritual? And if you hate us and we're also dumb, what are you doing here?
Crystal, bring it down a notch.
Do not tell me to bring it down.
You're acting like a hormonal teenager.
Oh my God.
Okay, don't make the little people come out. You know what else I want from you? I want to thank you for giving you something to talk about and making your ass relevant.
What did you make of the interview tape where you said none of the ladies were highly educated?
Yeah, I believe she said that because she intimated things like that by saying those are big words for you. And
But this is what I always say this when people ask me. I say, we have dumbass conversation.
Wait a minute, so you mean to tell me Miss Anna Banana really was telling the truth about something for the first time in her life? I shouldn't say the first time in her life, but, well, the first time she's been on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I don't know if she's really telling the truth about anything or not. But she told the truth about Crystal. Crystal, why you call these bitches dumbass hoes? Okay, girl.
We knew that.
But also, like, another thing I want to say, too, is, like, there have been, like, instances where you've been, like, you know, less than truthful. Like, you denied saying it. Later, you admitted to saying it.
You were proven to constantly lie on the show, so I wouldn't do that.
Y'all both look like fools because don't both of y'all lie the house down. Crystal, weren't you lying last season about the 14 friends situation or whatever the fuck was going on? I don't have any clips because I really don't give a fuck, but weren't they calling you a liar? Yeah, girl. And Miss Anna Banana, I'm still thinking you lying about your mother. It's not good to lie on relics, and you are doing so. So, you calling somebody else a liar or trying to confront them about lying is very much funny in a joke. Okay?
Insinuate that Sutton was racist for a year by saying she said something so dark, and then you said, oh, it was just a feeling, you made it up. You
No,
the
I
lie
never made
about
it
your
up.
14 friends, and now the lie about me. And I'm like, I don't want to be part of that. Like, I don't want to be part of, like, your system of lies.
You're not a part of it, so don't worry about it.
Ooh, you stepping into your bag, girl. You're getting nasty. You're getting nasty. That's how I like it like that. Okay, girl. Where has this... Let me close my legs. Where has this Crystal been? You are eating. And I've been waiting for this. It's only taken 3 seasons from you.
More than the shallow or fake socialite allegations, Dorit, you seem particularly offended by the slight on your education. Why?
Shallow. Well, she knows I'm educated, so
That's ridiculous.
We're all educated.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. I think I'm the only one here with a college degree.
Miss Dorit, I can read between those lines. You calling them bitches stupid? Are you saying these bitches are educationconnection.com type of bitches? Get connected for free with education.
I don't have
Wait a second. She's hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. 1,
No, I'm not talking
Don't
about...
You can still be
3.
smart if you don't have a college degree.
Okay, but the 3 of the... I mean, you've got 3 people here.
And I'm going to stand by the uneducated comment based on you calling me a child bride.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. By the way, child bride.
Girl, no, okay? The girls are already eating you up about the situation of you and Garcelle and how they feel you were being racist towards her and you bringing up that you're Jewish to relate to her struggles as a black woman. That's already a no-no. And now you're calling a woman of, I believe, Asian descent a child bride when that is popularized. I can't even say that fucking word. When it is popular. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Somebody speak for me. When it is popular in certain cultures and countries and continents in this bitch. Yes, that's what I mean to say, or that's not what I mean to say, but that's what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay? Dorit, I don't think you should say that at all to anybody, but especially a woman of culture. I don't think that's the right choice to use.
You've been going in on social media, and it seems like your comments are sort of shading one specific cast member. Here are some examples of that. Let's take a little look.
I usually don't clap back on social media. I usually lay low. But, you know, when you take it too far, meaning my marriage, Rob, hip hop Rob, I'm going to protect him and me. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And I feel very good about it.
Oh, okay. You know what? Feeling good that you were triggered and ready to go this year.
I can't imagine that was great hearing.
No, it wasn't. I think, like I said, I think it's okay to clap back on this show. That's what we do. I just felt like it was a loaded comment directed at me because half the girls got married younger than me, and other girls married men with a wider age range. So why that was directed at me seems there's been a pattern.
The U.S. government criticizes other countries that allow child marriages. But it turns out that here in the U.S., hundreds of thousands of young girls have gotten married over the last 10 years, and they did it legally. Now, there's an organization known as Unchained at Last, and they do studies and they look into the issue of child marriage here in the United States. And so they looked at data from 2000 to 2010, and what they found was that girls as young as 12 years old get married off here in the United States. So apparently their laws in 27 states do not specify an age below which a child cannot marry, right? So most states indicate that you have to be 18 years old in order to get married, but some states make exceptions. So for instance, if you're in Idaho and you have an underage daughter that you want to marry off, all you have to do is give the courts your consent as a parent, and that young girl can get married. Now, in 38 states, more than 167,000 children, almost all of them girls, some of them as young as 12, were married during that period, again, 2000 to 2010, mostly to men 18 or older. And that's estimated that the total number of children wed in America between 2000 and 2010 was nearly 248,000.
Wow. But I hope the mullahs who married him are happy and proud. This is one of the reasons that people sometimes give as to why we should invade Middle Eastern countries.
Yes, that's exactly right.
You know that they married off your kids. Oh, look at these pedos or pedos or whatever they are, marrying off the kids at 12, 13. Now, that's not a bad point, of course, in that that's a terrible way to conduct affairs. It's not a good point as to why we should invade them. If you think it's a good reason as to why we should invade them, West Virginia and Idaho, buckle up because we're about to invade you. And so we don't pick those states out of nowhere. Obviously, some parts of the country are more used to this than others.
Right. And look, I think that our audience is smart, and they know that anytime someone uses that excuse to invade a country, it's not really about protecting young girls from child marriages. There are all sorts of other very corrupt reasons why we invade other countries. But here in the United States, this is an issue that you see in various religions. It's not just Muslims or Christians. You also see this trend with some Orthodox Jews as well. So it doesn't matter what the religion is. You see it with fundamentalists in the country. Also, at least 31% of these girls were married to a spouse aged 21 years or older, which is insane. Some children were married at an age or with a spousal age difference that constitutes statutory rape under their state's laws.
So that's the most important part. So look, some of these, I understand 18-year-old guys getting married to a 17-year-old girl, and the world's not going to end. Now, I think that is way too young to get married, but that's like my opinion, man, and it's a free country. And so their parents give them consent, and it's not a federal issue, okay? Now, if you have someone above the age of 21 marrying someone as low as 12, 13, et cetera, and that is actually statutory rape, unless the parents give consent for that to happen, then we've got a real issue.
I know that in this case, these young girls don't feel like they have an option because their parents are pressuring them into doing this. But if you can hold off as long as you can.
That is a disgusting thing to say. You know, they call Priscilla Presley a child bride.
Girl, Dorit, they are just eating upon your ass. And I have to let them because I don't know why you think calling somebody or comparing them to Priscilla Presley is a compliment. when that bitch got, oh, hold on. I'm not trying to eat up the victim, as she is the victim of somebody who, hold on. I'm not trying to call Elvis a predator, but I mean, he was an old ass hoe marrying a young ass girl, and he knew her age, so. And I know times were different back then, but still, a child is a child. So, you trying to compare the situation or compare Priscilla Presley's marriage to Crystal's marriage when she got married at 24 and not as a child is kind of asinine.
You said I got married at 12. I got married at 24. I had already gone to college, and I've built a company worth over $100 million right now.
Wow.
The coconut water.
Yes.
Amazing.
So for you to say that you were in college and getting all this education, building businesses, while I'm getting married at 12 years old is bullshit. Is
totally
a microaggressive
understand.
comment.
Yes, Crystal, you better clear the room in this bitch. You better show them what a real business is that makes real money. Because what happened to Beverly Beach, Dorit? I'm not trying to play your business. I'm just wondering, like, what happened to it? Was that some type of money laundering thing? Because okay, you know what?
All right, I want to move on to something else.
I never said you had a drinking problem, not one time.
Did you bring it up and kind of insinuate it?
I said...
Did you or did you not?
Don't do with the name them thing.
I'm just asking
Let
you
me
a
finish
question.
then.
Answer it.
Okay, hold on. I forgot to set up the scene. Not that I need to set up the scene, but if you are having trouble understanding what's happening, Sutton is upset with Kyle due to her insinuations all season, which is confusing me because weren't you making insinuations about Kyle too? So both of you bitches are wrong. I mean, if we're going to be honest.
I never said you had a drinking problem. I actually specifically made a conscious decision to never say something like that.
Or insinuate.
I said, I don't know if she was drinking when I saw her. That's not, hello, we've all drank.
Kyle, you started Seedlings.
Okay, Sutton is starting to piss me off, and I do understand why she's upset, as you don't want to be called a drunk if you're not really a drunk, but this rumor didn't really come from Kyle. I've heard it before, so it's not really a first. And secondly, or second in this bitch, whatever the fuck, y'all know what I mean. Sutton, you've been making assumptions about Kyle's marriage all season, and her weight, and her eating too, so you guys are both doing the same thing to each other and getting upset. Like I just said. And I'm saying again.
What else did I say other than that moment about the drinking?
You said I pushed my feet around and I didn't eat.
Well, that's that. I will say that again.
But do you know what that did to me?
What did I ever do to you to warrant you doing what you did to me at the weed dinner at my party? You have a lot of nerve to
that's
say
not a seedling that you've done anything wrong.
And not a seedling?
Nope.
You acted like I did something wrong to you instead of saying, are you okay? Do you need a friend?
Ooh, Kyle, you know I'm not normally team you, but I'm living for this, okay? I don't know if this strap gave you some reads to help you read the girls, but you're doing a very good job. As she is raising, like I said, some good points. If you guys were really good friends, and this is why I say this is not the sisterhood of the traveling coochies. Y'all can act like y'all are good friends, but it's clear y'all are not. Because if y'all were really concerned about each other, or let's just say Kyle in this instance, y'all would ask her in a more, I can't even talk right now, what the fuck? Y'all would ask her in a more loving way. You guys just confronted her at dinners and so on in front of everybody. She's supposed to answer questions about her marriage and what's going on in her personal life at dinners. In front of random people at times. Huh?
We all share what's going on in our lives.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Every one of us. That is true. That is true.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean
it's
by
not
that?
true.
Let me tell you something. I have been on the show for 13 years. I've watched my 2-year-old birthday party to that child is now going to be applying to colleges next year. My children learning how to drive a car, going off to college, coming home from college, getting engaged, rumors about my marriage. I've had 2 siblings on the show. My family has fallen apart. Don't talk to me about not sharing what's going on in my life.
I never thought that I would be living for Kyle, but Kyle, you just cleared the motherfucking room. You better let them know that you are the show in this bitch, okay? I'm here for it. I don't disagree with anything that she said, okay? So now we're going to move on to the Real Housewives of Potomac, and we're going to get into Miss Nneka, Giselle. First of all, it's funny to me how Miss Nneka is running behind Giselle and Robin now, when Giselle can't even say her name right. She keeps calling her Naker. Bitch, is that code for Nick? Are you trying to... Girl, I got my eye on your ass, but let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Last night, like, I noticed the two of y'all, like, looking at each other, kind of smirking, like, making
facial expression.
I ain't never seen such a dumbass strap concerned with somebody they claim they don't like. How you know they was making faces at Giselle's daughter or the situation of Giselle's daughter? How you know your breath didn't stink and they didn't get some nasty whiff of it? Or your strap was stinking up the I'm playing. But girl, are we serious with this right now?
Surrounding the conversation about Grace. And I picked up on it. I didn't like it, but it happened, and I noticed it.
Oh, well, Strap, it's a good thing nobody cares what you think. Not even your husband. Okay, I'm playing. But why is your bottom not speaking up? Why are you so riled up? Who put the battery in your back? I mean, I guess I get that they apparently rolled their eyes at your stepchildren, you know, your wife's children. Well, again, why is your wife not speaking up? They are her birth children. And if she feels that they were being dissed, why is the birth mother not saying anything? You're just a stepmother, girl. Stay in your lane. Let the real mother speak, okay?
Anytime it comes to a conversation about your daughter, I do not want to speak on it because of the environment that you, Giselle, have created surrounding your daughter. When it comes to me with Grace.
But it's not about speaking or not speaking. It was the looks on y'all faces.
Overlooking if they both give each other funky faces at different times.
Shade, the actual shade of it all, everybody's shady.
That's good.
Y'all laughing and it's fine. But if I laugh about something, it's problematic.
It's about my child.
Well, it's about my kids. Well, ho, they almost grown anyways. They'll be all right. And second, I'm playing. I do understand kids are off limits, and I don't really think Candace and Wendy were trying to be sour towards your daughter, but girl, okay, if you want to live this fantasy, live it on up. But it's funny to me how Miss Rabiana is so sticking up for Miss Giselle, and I'm here for it, girl. That's your bottom. Yes, okay? But last season, y'all were acting funny about Wendy's kids and inviting her to an event. So, hypocrites.
All right. I don't care about, like, filtering myself or saying things that I think would be well received by the audience. For example, not inviting Wendy's kids to the play date.
This is not okay.
Why is that not okay?
It's just the kids.
I said, Candace, can you take on an auntie role? Reach out to Wendy, say, Wendy, I got your kids, I'll bring them, and Wendy declines.
You should have been bigger than that.
Yeah, I know that that's not a good look, but guess what? I'm a human being, and if I'm literally arguing with someone, and you saw there's a lot of stuff you didn't see. She called me the devil. She told me all of Baltimore was going to come after me. Like, if I'm literally in an argument with someone, yeah, I'm not speaking to you. Like, that's human nature. And I want to know what person in their right mind would turn around to a person and say, oh, would you like to come to family day? You know, but I have all these people messaging me, oh my God, it's too horrible. The kids are off limits, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but their mom is not.
So no, when she speaks, I'm not listening. I am uncomfortable. I don't want to deal in anything that she has going on. But when it comes to her children, I want her children to be well.
But then why did you chuckle, babe? Like, why was there a chuckle?
Oh my gosh. Ain't nobody making no faces at no fucking Grace. And I don't mean to cuss about Grace because she is a beautiful child. And yes, I live it up for Miss Giselle's children because they be eating her up. But wasn't nobody making no faces at them. Nobody just wanted to hear what the fuck Miss Giselle was saying. Or maybe they were smelling Robin's strap.
I have been diagnosed with a mental illness. Bipolar 1.
So, for instance, again, in the middle of an episode of either mania or depression, people who are manic will often do things that are really impulsive and really out of character. And so issues of infidelity can come up, for instance, in a patient with mania who's having a sexual partner or sexual partners outside of the relationship in the midst of a manic episode. People will often spend money that they really can't afford to spend in the midst of a manic episode, which you can imagine will cause a lot of strain for them personally, but also in the context of their families. People in the midst of mania often don't appear to be logical, and so they will go to work and will have lots of irritability, and you can imagine again that coworkers are confused, bosses are confused, and especially if they don't understand a lot about the illness, it can affect their work relationships and their ability to maintain their employment. You can imagine that if it's hard to get up out of bed and even go to the supermarket and get your groceries for the day, that it can be very difficult to go to work and get all the things that you need to get done, either in your work life or in your personal life. People will report guilt or sometimes feeling like they're worthless. People will also report that they feel like they're either kind of moving in slow motion, which is known as psychomotor retardation, and occasionally people will report that they actually feel jittery, which is known as psychomotor agitation. In addition, people will report disturbances in their sleep, which are most commonly insomnia, so either difficulty falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up earlier in the morning than one intends to. Occasionally, this can be hypersomnia, though, where people are sleeping, for instance, 10, 12, 13, 14 or more hours per day. Patients with bipolar disorder often are resistant to receiving treatment, especially during a manic episode. And this is really part of the illness in terms of not understanding that one is sick. Bipolar disorder cannot be cured. However, people will often find that they will go periods of time without having any illness or periods of euthymia. It really depends on the individual and how their clinical course goes, as well as finding treatments that work. The mainstay of treatments are mood stabilizers. So these are medications that are used to keep somebody from having, most notably, a manic episode or a depressive episode. Finding the right treatment can sometimes be a little frustrating, and patients really need to hang in there as their doctors try different medications to figure out what works best with their neurobiology. In order to support a loved one who has bipolar disorder, it's really important to realize that this is an illness like any other illness. A lot of times people will think of mental illnesses as being something that's within the control of the individual. And the individual will often think that as well, feeling tremendous guilt when they do have episodes of either mania or depression. And so the first thing is realizing that people don't choose to have bipolar disorder, and they would definitely choose to live with more mental wellness than having this illness. It's really important to be calm, present, and consistent with people with bipolar disorder, as well as supporting them and maintaining their treatment. In the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, I really see a lot more research being done to try to find treatments that are effective and have less side effects than some of the medications that we have currently available today.
And the difference between bipolar and bipolar 1 is really the degree of manic that you have. And if there was a bipolar 2...
Last time I was on my knees, I was praying for Charisse to get out of my fucking face. I was praying to you, Lord, remove her from my eyes. And look where she's at. Gone! Yes! Look how you do me, Lord. I love it. But now I'm asking you to get Miss Mia and Gordon, Mr. Gordon, out of my face, please. And I'm not trying to play Gordon, as I'm happy that he shared his mental health journeys and that he has bipolar 1, as he could be helping viewers identify that they might be having a mental health crisis or going through something mentally, and to go get that checked up on. Because I feel like a lot of times in the Black community, not to make it about race, but we don't like to, or it's a stigma around checking up on your mental health and so on. So I applaud this for being shared, but also at the same time, I feel like I want Gordon and Mia out of my face, as I just said, because I don't know when they're telling the truth or not. You bitches are always gagging and lying and so on for antics, and I just have a hard time investing in a storyline from Mia and Gordon due to, like I said, all of the lies and the antics. And I get he has an excuse. He has bipolar 1. Not that it's an excuse or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, we know what he's going through to make him act the way he's acting. But Miss Mia, I don't like what's going on. Let's bring it back to the love and hip hop storyline in this bitch with the who's baby daddy or who's the baby daddy in this bitch. I don't like that. Your children will see this later. And I guess, yes, you could play it off as you were acting, but isn't this a reality show? So, like I said last week, didn't the child say he saw you in the bed with Mr. Ink or something? I don't know what's going on. Gordon could be lying about that, as he just said he's been going through manic episodes, but I want you on Zeus. Lord Jesus, put them on Zeus and Alpha Bravo and out of my face. No more Carlos King talking about she's the future of Potomac. No, bitch. Worry about your shows and you not paying your cast members the right amount of money that they should be paid. And you talking about all these Bravo shows. Your priorities are fucked up because your show should be #1 in this bitch, not you talking to, okay. I'm getting off a track in this bitch. Let me get back on track. Like I said, put Mia on VH1 or Zeus, okay? Y'all keep saying Kiana needs to be on Love and Hip Hop. What the fuck she needs to be on Love and Hip Hop for? Because of that one fighting incident? Well, maybe. But I feel like she gives class and elegance. She owns a business. She actually has things going on that I would like to see, as opposed to seeing, what, Ashley rubbing her old sour-ass man's feet in this bitch? Y'all want to see that? Y'all want to see Gordon and Mia and Mr. I already know the answer to that. Y'all do want to see them in they sour-ass, ghetto-ass storyline in this bitch. As y'all like to call me ghetto in this bitch. They serving ghetto on a motherfucking platter. Okay, this is the end of my prayer. Like I said, Jesus, please remove them from my eyesight. Well, not my eyesight. My Real Housewives of Potomac. Get them out of my face. Okay, let's get back into this.
Bipolar, in and of itself, causes your mind to really work opposite. And your mind tricks you into saying, you are normal.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it. As long as you'll do that, I'm fine. Now, what really aggravates me through all of this is that I've given her permission, but yet she still chooses to sneak around, chooses to lie, chooses to continually change her story about what's going on and why she's leaving me and this, that, and the other, and actually not even telling me why. What she's told me, well, she's told me that this guy's her soulmate. I said, well, babe, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she still was still sneaking around and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, you know, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me. I do agree that Mia married me for my money and the future that she thought I could provide. Yeah, I absolutely believe her leaving me now is tied to the fact that I don't have access to assets and my funds are limited at this point in time, that she now has access to funds. And this guy that she's seeing, she believes has access to funds. And I think she's leaving me for that reason. She's mentioned that they're going to be buying a house together and doing businesses together and other kinds of things together, which tells me that the interest is based on monetary gain from the relationship. So I absolutely believe that she's leaving me because she sees an upgrade. My desire is to never, ever, ever be associated with her again beyond our co-parenting situation. If we end up getting back together, it would only truly be for some advantage it would give the kids. It wouldn't be for love on my part, because right now I can't trust her. I don't believe what she says. I don't believe that she loves me.
Here's the thing that's really key to this. My manic got worse over the years.
Now that you've been diagnosed, is there medication that can even you out?
Yeah, there's medication, Annie, but what I have learned is that the key to controlling this is not the medication exclusively. You have to go the rest of the way yourself. So first thing you got to do is understand the behaviors that are the beginning of going into a manic episode. Mania builds. I think what happened is when she started making a lot of money in the show, felt like I had no access to capital. Do you say, okay, now's the time to leave?
Uh-huh.
And then
And can you see it coming?
I cannot.
Mia can.
Right, I cannot.
Oh, wow.
But people
And
around
if
you
she
can.
sees it coming, can she say to you, gee, this is happening?
Correct.
And will you take that in, though?
Prior to our separation, she had
No.
said that to me a few times, and I didn't listen. Let me finish.
So, but let's
I'm
pause
out,
there.
guys.
Let's pause there. You took
You
my
guys
phone,
enjoy talking
locked
to
me
her.
in a room. Gordon.
This is so unproductive. It's a waste of my time.
When you reached out to the other gentlemen and were texting them about what was happening in your
I was
marriage.
deep
and-
into mania.
I don't know. So I like was losing my mind because Gordon called Chris and Eddie to tell them all Mia's business.
Oh.
Before he went to TMZ.
Oh.
And was like, tell your wives to call me so I can give them tea on Mia. And like she's been, all the stuff that's come out, he told our husbands first. It was insane.
It was exaggerated by my frustration, my anger.
When you locked Mia in the room.
Locked her in the room?
You locked her.
I took my cell phone, Gordon.
I took the cell phone.
And took her cell phone?
On the phone with you know who. So then I took your phone for 2 hours. Then you got mad and went off to Atlanta with.
Yes, because you
Well, wait a
took
minute.
my phone
Wait a minute.
and locked me in a room. Okay?
I said for 2 hours you can have her back, get some rest.
Gordon, you're not my dad. Who does that?
Let me finish.
So, but-
I don't remember locking her in the room. I remember taking the cell phone. Part of what happens when you're in mania, you really don't remember everything.
Yes.
So I'm not saying I didn't, but I don't remember locking her in the room. But I did take the cell phone.
Okay, so I know I was eating Mia the fuck up in my last interruption and in my prayer to God to get her out of my face and on Zeus. While that has not changed, I still want her on Love and Hip Hop or Zeus, which would fit perfectly due to her dating. Hey DJ, that's my DJ, or a radio personality or whatever. That's in the music lane. He can go on Love and Hip Hop, and that would very much be fitting for you. Okay? I do want to show you some sympathy and some love, however, due to you having to deal with an abusive situation. Now, I know you guys may not call it that, but I, however, feel like it's a little bit of abuse when you lock somebody in a room, take their phone, and drain their bank account so they don't leave you. That's abuse. I don't care what y'all say. Now, I know they're not claiming it to be so, but just on the... And I'm not a doctor, so I can't say what is abuse or isn't abuse. But in my opinion, I'll add that this time. It's giving abuse. So I do feel bad that Mia had to go through that. Girl, not my camera dying when I was trying to show love and give sympathy towards Miss Mia. Okay, like I was saying, I still feel bad for Miss Mia, as I feel like, in my opinion, as I just said, she was going through an abusive situation with Mr. Gordon. While that doesn't excuse her other antics, like introducing your kid to Mr. Inc. in this storyline to your children that they'll later have to see and be traumatized by. Yeah, I don't excuse that. However, I want to show you some, what is the word I'm looking for? Sympathy for going through that tough situation while Gordon was figuring out his mental situation. Yes. But however, let's move on from Mia and Gordon. You can catch their scenes or the rest of their edit in my edit later in the week. However, for this recap, the wig is ready to move on.
We are all aware of how culturally sensitive of an issue this is. It was a story that we wished that we didn't have to tell. It was the real life dynamics.
Hold on. Andy on that stuff again. Andy on that stuff again. Andy is on that stuff again. What stuff I may be talking about? That stuff. Allegedly in this bitch. Because you have to be to think that we are going to believe that the producers and you didn't have a hand in this whole beef between Miss Ineka and Wendy. Yes, Ashley started the mess, but who put the bug in Ashley's ear to talk about this article that was put out months ago, years ago at this point? It's an old ass article that got brought up this season when all of a sudden another Nigerian is on the show. Are we not connecting the dots in this bitch? Maybe I'm being too much of a conspiracy theorist in this hoe. But y'all kill me trying to play like y'all didn't know anything about this. And oh, we feel so bad about this. Y'all don't feel bad the way y'all were editing this season. Y'all were living for the antics of the mama witchcraft and all this shit. So I don't really go for this. Get out of my face.
Casting had originally wanted you to come on the show through Wendy because we thought you had mutual friends and that this would make sense. What production told me was that you didn't necessarily seem that excited by the idea.
They said, okay, we have somebody. And they said, do you know X, Y, and Z?
Right.
And I said, no, I don't know her. And then they said, oh, that's funny. She says she knows you.
I met her in events, but I've never said that she and I are friends because I don't know her. Okay. I met her in passing. Okay, guys.
You knew exactly who I was.
Get her, get her, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her.
I didn't know you. I still don't know you.
Okay.
That was it. So I wasn't excited,
Wow,
not because I didn't want her.
Neka! I heard you mumbling under your breath talking about what kind of sisterhood is that. If she don't know you, she don't know you. What the fuck do you want her to say? If I met people in passing, I'm not going to say I know them. What the hell? I guess I do know them technically. If you want to get down to technicalities in this bitch, I guess by me passing by you once or me meeting you once is knowing you. But if somebody was asking me, do I know you like that? Like, girl, no, I don't know you like that. So why would I recommend you for a show?
As I didn't know her. I don't know her.
The hatred came from her sister communicating that I'm a clout chaser. I'm jealous of you. Everything under the sun. So you went and told her sister and her mama that I was on the show and they were mad. Okay. I met her at an event for Umuibo, the Fino concert. I met you in a private VIP, maybe less than 20 people, 10 people.
Let me look in my bag to see where this check is that y'all say Wendy's paying me to stick up for her, because Wendy ain't paying me shit, okay? I just happen to be on her team in this instance due to, I don't know how meeting her at events, or excuse me, let me be more specific. I don't know how meeting Miss Nneka at 3 events means that she knows you all of a sudden, especially for, at this point, trying to hire you for a job. Or I guess she's not trying to hire you, but producers are trying to hire you for this job, and they're asking Miss Wendy, does she know you? Does she know you? No. But does she know you in passing? I guess she could have said yes, but does she know you? Like I said, if y'all know what I mean, does she know you? No. So why would she recommend you for this job? It's almost like the Courtney situation and Candy situation on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Courtney was claiming that she knew Candy, but Candy didn't know her. I guess, again, they had met in passing, but they didn't know each other, like Miss Nneka is trying to claim that she knows Miss Wendy, or is trying to give off that vibe that she knew Miss Wendy.
Sometimes, for us, if two people have met a few times,
but they
in
know each
our
other.
mind, it's like, oh, they know each other. They've been at events.
Okay, maybe I'm the bitch with the sour brain in here, but I'm just confused on why y'all think in y'all sour, coked up head. You know what? Let me stop. It just confuses me why you guys would believe that they know each other like that from 3 events. So they must be friends. No. Isn't there a song, Get Back, you don't know me like that? That's what I mean when they don't know each other like that in this bitch. So why would that mean that they are friends from meeting at 3 events? I meet people sometimes. Look, whatever.
When you first met up with Ashley, she brought up Wendy being Osu. What does that mean, being Osu?
Well, sis Ashley, you brought it to this platform. What does that mean?
I will say that in that vein, so only because I talked about it with Nneka. We just, like, I was talking about you, how esteemed you are, how professional you are, and this and that. I told her that you were a doctor. Dr. Wendy. Wendy and I are friends.
Wait, so Dr. Wendy, is this medical doctor?
No,
okay.
It's a PhD.
Okay, so doctor of philosophy.
I was okay. I didn't know that was.
No,
like,
I'm a doctor of philosophy.
I respect it.
What only less than 1% of the world has.
I respect it, man.
I'm Wendy Osefo. I am a visiting assistant professor at the School of Education.
Is an education professor at Johns Hopkins University, and she's a doctor. So Dr. Wendy, we are going to start with you.
Wendy Osefo is the definition of an accomplished woman, a professor, political analyst, and entrepreneur. She made headlines for earning her PhD in public affairs and community development from Rutgers University, the first black woman to do it in the university's history.
There was this article about you or something being like OSU or something.
The families that give up their children are considered OSU.
Okay.
And it's literally been abolished, you know?
It's been abolished. Osu is something from like ancient gods in Nigeria. My family is not that.
Okay.
Right? And it basically is people who are considered outcasts. So the fact that you came to Cameron's Sippancy, if you're an Osu.
The Gays, did you?
Yeah, the Gays.
Gays?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
If you're an Osu, no one would come to your events.
I see.
No one would be around you.
I have never tried to misrepresent that I know what Osu means, number one.
Look at Ashley getting her lashings in this bitch, because this is what you get for being a producer's puppet. You and Miss Giselle is coming to bite you hoes in the ass, because why would you bring up an article from 2020? 2020. This is when the article was written. Okay? So why is it being brought up in 2023? All of a sudden, when there's another Nigerian on the cast. Come on now. You just need to say, the producers told me to say this, okay? Just say that, and then you just ran with it. Does that absolve you of being messy? No, because you have control of your own mouth and actions. But clearly, you just didn't pull this out of thin air. This came from somewhere, which obviously is coming from the producers, which they throwing you under the bus now, which you need to throw their ass under the bus. Well, obviously, you need this money, so you're not going to do that. But
I want to say to you, Wendy, that I think I may have implied that she said that about you, being Osu, but she didn't. I misrepresented that. I'm actually excited to see Wendy tomorrow. And I was just thinking about, I'd had this conversation with NECA first.
Okay.
And we were just kind of like chatting about this stuff about Wendy, that she was like Osu or something. And I didn't know what any of it was. So yeah, NECA educated me. Essentially, it's like an outcast. So then I told Wendy that we had talked about it. I think that when we were chatting about it, I may have implied that to Wendy, that NECA was like sort of implying that Wendy was Osu.
NECA said she was Osu?
No, I said she may have implied that she was Osu. And she made it very clear that she does not think you were that or anything like that. Okay. If I told you that, I apologize.
And I told you I didn't quite understand the severity of it as well.
What was your intention in bringing it up?
Thank you.
And why not bring it up to Wendy?
It was something that had been brought to my attention. Prior to me meeting NECA, it was brought up again.
are y'all clocking what she's saying in this bitch? Okay, read between the lines. It was brought up again when she met in NECA in this bitch. Who brought it up to her? Ain't nobody asking that. Andy knows who brought it up, so I don't know why he's playing dumb in this bitch, and I don't know why they trying to play the viewers for being a dumb asshole in this bitch. But this bitch ain't a dumb asshole, because clearly the producers, and again, this doesn't absolve Ashley of being a bone-collecting, messy asshole, as she repeated what the producers wanted her to repeat, so producer puppet. But let's not act like she didn't get it from the producers, which I don't know why she not saying. Well, again, I know why she not saying, so.
And that was why I talked to NECA about it.
Very convenient.
It is
Andy,
not
I will
to
say,
disparage you.
I will say though, because you're asking about what it means.
No.
Truthfully speaking, I don't believe that any of us here are competent enough to really speak about it appropriately. So when asking what the definition is, I don't even feel comfortable really divulging much.
Osu caste system in the Igbo land. If you're not familiar with what Osu means, these are people that have been referred to as outcasts, believed to also be the sacrifice to the gods, in the essence that they become the slaves of the gods. And also they help the priests and high priestess during the indigenous religious rituals. And when I say gods, I'm talking about the ancient or indigenous religion back then. Some people have sort of compared their roles and responsibilities to the altar boys in the Catholic Church. So I don't know if that, I'm going to go with that comparison, but that's a topic for a different day. How can one acquire the Osu tag or label, or let's say status. Let's go with status. I think that's more appropriate. There's been so many tales, and because there's so many tales from different Igbo land, There is no one story to it, but I'm just going to tell you a bit from what I know. Well, they said back in those days, during intertribal wars, the people that won, so the spoils of war, that's what we call the people that they were captured, so the slaves that they would get during those wars, when they are sold off to a new master, and this master decides to give them away to their gods in a bid to maybe appease or gift them, they become Osu. So these slaves that were captured during war become the Osu because they were gifted from them. They were gifted to the gods by their master. Sorry, why is my mouth tongue tied? It's also believed that, back then, a lot of the indigenous religious practices involved human sacrifices. So these slaves were given to the gods for this human sacrifice. Before I continue, there are 3 stages that I want to talk to us about. The first one are the Osus. I just explained that that's the slave to the gods. The second are the Ohus. These are the slaves to the masters. These are the people that were gotten from, from war. While the third are the Wadialas. The Wadialas are referred to as the freeborns, the son of the soil. So in terms of the hierarchy of social class or social status, the Osu caste system insinuates that the Wadialas are the right at the top. Those are the freeborns, while the Osus are right at the middle. Then the Ohus are right at the bottom because they are the slaves. It's also been believed that vulnerable communities that knew that there was no way they were going to win a war, or they were going to win an intertribal war, would usually seek refuge in a shrine nearby. And the moment the priest or the priestesses acknowledges these people that have been, that have come to their shrine for refuge, they automatically take on the Osu tag, in the sense that they ran to the shrine to volunteer themselves or to give themselves up to the gods. And so many of them would rather do that than become slaves. And back then, when you are a slave or when you've been gotten from war, they usually sell the slaves to the white man as well. So a lot of people were like, no, we don't want that. We would rather just become Osu and keep our life. And I'm sure you're wondering that why is it that people run to the shrine? What is it that the shrine can do to them? Well, if you're someone with the Osu status, you are immediately immune to harm. It's said that if you hurt someone that's an Osu, and they go back and they cry to their gods, because they are slaves to the gods, and apparently it's been said that they can manipulate the gods for their own benefit. It's a very long story. If they go to the gods and they cry to them, the gods will punish you for hurting one of their own, for hurting their slave. You get that kind of thing. So a lot of people used to fear them and they used to respect them, quote unquote. So these are different ways that people can acquire the Osu status. There's one that is quite gets to me, is the fact that when you do something bad, you become an Osu. So if you do something that is not socially acceptable, or something that is seen as criminal in the society, like rape, incest, murder, you automatically become an Osu person. Due to urbanization, there's no way that people are going for intertribal wars anymore. We're not going for intertribal wars. We're not going to give humans to the gods or slaves. But this system or this phenomena, let's call it, is still quite prevalent. And why is it quite prevalent? It's because there are 2 ways that people still acquire the Osu tag, and one that's through inheritance, and the other is through marriage. Inheritance: when you're born in an Osu family, you automatically become an Osu. So no matter what you do, you can't take off that status. You're an Osu person. Secondly, if a non-Osu, that's a Wadiala or a freeborn, should get married to an Osu person, the person automatically becomes an Osu, because getting married to an Osu person, if you're freeborn and you get married to an Osu person, it's seen as a taboo, as an abomination, and people would not want to associate with you.
Is this a bad thing?
It's taboo. We don't talk. We don't talk about it.
We do not talk about it. There's no reason it should be talked about on this platform. And honestly, Ashley, I don't want to hear anything else, because if you knew how taboo it is, Wendy, you would not say anything else, and you would just eat it and say, I'm sorry, and move on.
Bon appetit, baby. Bon appetit, baby. Ah, bon appetit, baby. They are eating your ass up as they should be. But like I said, the only people they are forgetting to eat the fuck up is the producers, which they will never do. Okay? But it would be nice if they was bon appetit, baby, to the producers as well as Ashley, because Ashley just didn't get this article out of her ass, okay? She don't know nothing about no goddamn Osu, as she said. So clearly she ain't Googling nothing about no Osu. Maybe a fan sent her something about Osu and this bitch, but I don't believe it. I believe the producers had a hand in here. And they trying to play like they didn't, but I see y'all. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, hold on. I need to bon appetit baby myself in this bitch because I'm not sure if what I'm saying about the Osu, whatever thing is correct or not. Whatever that they were claiming Miss Wendy was in the article in 2020, that's what Ashley was going off of, that article. Now, I think it said something about her being Osu, and Wendy said that she's not no Osu. So that's what I'm referring to when I say Sue, but I could be wrong about this whole Sue thing because it's tripping me out. It went from Sue to witches now. Like, what's going on? Witchy poo stuff. So, I just felt like I need to give that preference before my African people come and try to eat me to their bone. Don't eat me to their bone. I'm just trying to make sense of what is going on.
Nneka has apologized for referring to your mom as a witch.
You know for a fact the impact of calling somebody or somebody's family member a witch.
Your mom submitted my name to a shrine.
Okay. She did not.
I'm willing to even put that aside for us to move forward.
So can you not? I apologize.
You're not understanding that I've been deeply impacted as well.
I'm talking about the fact that you called my mom a witch in my face. I can say tangibly you did that. You're talking about something that is hearsay and third party. That's the difference.
Lebet can testify to what she was told about me.
We can agree to coexist and move forward. Just take accountability and move forward.
She submitted my name to a shrine. And threatening to send my in-laws' name to a shrine. Candace, let me tell you something. That's why it was shocking because that's not a cultural thing. When her sister was calling, the mama said, "I have a shrine." You're the one that can't take accountability. I've apologized for the items that Andy just stated.
I'm a little confused again. What does Wendy need to take accountability of? That she didn't know you? She didn't know you, and I stand by that. Maybe she could say sorry for that, but I mean, I just feel like, again, I don't know how meeting somebody at 3 events means you know them. Know them, like we've had our conversation just a few interruptions ago. But I guess she could apologize to that or for that situation, but I don't. You were the one calling her mama a witchy poo and saying her mother had a shrine. So I don't know what she needs to take accountability for or apologize to you for. Okay.
Do y'all think that you'll ever be friends? Because y'all are evil sisters. Kick it.
I have said what I have said. I said we can coexist and we can move forward.
I have really just moved on past everything that transpired, the phone calls, everything, the crackhead. I've moved on past all of that. And I operate generally from a space of grace. And everything that I said and did at the sit down that she and I had was from a genuine place. And I really had an open heart and good intentions on moving forward. And that's still on the table for me. You know, I'm willing to sit down and rehash things if we need to, but it was a really tricky topic. And I know that some viewers were really taken back by the topic of shrines and all that. And, you know, I really feel bad. I'm apologetic that that had to air on TV and, you know, especially Nigerians, because as Nigerian people, we're really prideful of our culture and our customs. And we don't really like to put out that type of negativity. So I completely understand why some viewers really were taken back by the topic. And I was as well. And I was terrified and frightened along with it. And I just was really committed to reality TV. And these are the things that were happening in real life at that time. So the cameras cover it all. But I've moved on. I've moved on from all that.
In a very unfortunate turn of events, an altercation erupted at the GNA event a few minutes after our cameras went down. Kiarna, what was the sequence of events that led to your injury?
Sure. Essentially, I was there really just trying to de-escalate the situation. And Deborah clearly came with the intent to have this moment.
Get her.
Anything that you and I need to talk about? Absolutely not. The help is talking to me. Can you get the help? Get the help away from me. You say to me in front of my face, though, right? But when I'm talking to you, you don't want to say anything. Get her out! That's bullshit! Get her ass out! Get her ass out! Where is she?
Where is she? Where's the ladies' room?
Oh my God! Where's the ambulance? What happened? How did that get like that?
Deborah threw a drink on Candace.
She threw a drink on Candace, but she hit me in the head. What happened?
I don't know. Deborah just, when I grabbed her, I said, like, picked her up, and she was like, one of Wendy's friends touched me. I didn't touch her.
I need Candace. Excuse me. Yeah. Where is she?
I'm not doing this no more. I'm pissed. This girl has no reason to have that.
Talk to her mom.
I know you are. But let's put her first. Let's do that. I need to see nearest hospital. She's going to be all right.
Get that raggedy bitch the out. You're right. Get that Sesame Street ass bitch and don't come back. And don't come back. Bye, Grover. And don't come back.
The incident was caught by bystanders and ended up on TMZ. So although we didn't show the altercation,
it was awful.
Many people have seen it.
It was awful.
In the footage, you can be seen throwing punches after Deborah throws the drink on you. What was going on at that moment?
Oh, get Indy out my fucking face with these stupid ass questions. What do you mean what was happening after she got a drink thrown on her and she was throwing punches? You just answered your motherfucking question. She got a drink thrown on her, so she started throwing punches in this bitch. Hello. Where the fuck is Deborah? How about that? And you need to be asking, I guess we haven't gotten to Ashley's ash yet, but Andy, ooh, I just almost took my shoe off and threw it at the damn computer screen. I want him out of my face, and I want him out of my face now.
I mean, at that moment, I was assaulted. Someone hit me in the head with a glass, a deadly weapon, split my face open. And so my first instinct was to defend myself in that moment.
Candace's hair, she's calling me to help. And then out of nowhere, Kiana hits me in my face, and then I threw my
She punched you?
Yeah, in my face. And then that's when we got on the floor.
Deborah.
Put your hands on me and think I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to do anything.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay.
The girl, Deborah, threw a drink on Candace.
She threw a drink on Candace.
She threw a drink on Candace.
I pushed her out the way, but I don't even know what happened. We were fighting, but you hit me in the head.
If she goes to the hospital, I want to talk to her mom and let her know where she's at.
Yeah, I'm not going to put her up until we,
Let's go. I'm with you. I got your purse. I'm right here with you. Is Kay okay?
Kay, don't look at it.
Everybody calm down.
Kay is calmer.
Come on. It's okay. I need to rinse my face off. Come here.
Yeah, she's getting ready to come out.
No. She wants everybody out. She wants everybody out.
All right.
She wants everybody out.
All right. I'm right here.
So we're standing up. Next thing I know, Deborah, Sesame Street or whatever, she takes a drink. She throws it to hit Candace. At that point, I'm like pushing her back because I see like she's a problem. She turns around, grabs a glass, hits me in my damn forehead. My face. Are you okay?
Ashley said in an interview that you still put blame on Candace for going too far with her mouth.
Look, let's be real. Some of y'all in the comments don't see it for Miss Candiana, and that's okay. Y'all want to see her get her ass beat due to her sour ass mouth. But also, you can't go around hitting people due to things they say to you. That's just not right. Your ass will go to motherfucking jail, bitch. Or you should go to jail. So with Ashley putting the blame on Candiana's mouth for this situation, I'm not going for it because you're trying to absolve all the blame that you should have due to inviting this bitch who you knew was going to be messy. Come on now. And what if Miss Arabiana beat your ass when you had a sour ass mouth with her and she ran up into your damn restaurant and she beat your ass? Well, she didn't beat your ass, but I'm saying, what if she did beat your ass? What story would you be telling then? Oh, well, I was running my mouth. No, bitch, you would be crying that, damn, she can't control her actions and she beat my ass.
Why do you feel that Candace's mouth was an issue that night?
Because it's always Candace's words
fault.
play a factor.
Always my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault.
You
I
justified
am not
violence against me.
I am not attributing that horrendous incident to you. Your words could instigated it and made it more explosive.
Yeah, but no, bitch. You should know better. You should have known not to invite her. Candiana's words ain't got nothing to do with Miss Deborah starting the mess in that bitch. She came over to Miss Candiana to start with her. And also Mia, which I'm not showing due to copyright reasons in this bitch. But Mia also said that she was looking for a fight that night. So, y'all are trying to put the blame on Miss Candiana when it should be on Ashley for inviting this bitch who has been known for 2 seasons at this point to start mess. That's all she does, is come to start mess. Why are we not focusing on that? But we're focusing on what made this bitch throw a drink. She can't control herself. How the fuck old is she? How many kids does she have? What the fuck is going on around here? Andy? Who?
Anything that you and I need to talk about?
Absolutely not.
The help is talking to me. Can you get the help? Get the help away from me. You say to me in front of my face, so, right?
She was going to do that whether I said nothing or tried to beat her up.
I don't think
She
so.
came with the intention to fight me.
We don't know that. Because if she came at you and you believe she was already being aggressive, saying, do you want to say anything to my face? Do you think the comments exacerbated her anger?
Girl, NECA, shut the fuck up, okay? You may have a point. I guess Candiana should have just been mute when she came over, but I still feel like she was going to try to toss a drink to begin with. Even if Miss Candiana was mute as fuck, she was going to do what she wanted to do. So I don't know why we're acting like Candiana. Okay, whatever, girl. Y'all have it.
Fact that here we are again, and me using my words somehow trumps someone attempting to physically attack me.
I don't think anyone said that your words trump that.
Y'all may not be saying her words trump that, but you guys are definitely trying to play in her face and make it seem like she had something to do with Miss Deborah attacking her or trying to attack her. I mean, why are we not looking at Ashley? And again, Miss Deborah should be the one who should know how to control herself, but clearly she can't. And the bitch who knows that she can't control herself, as look at these past 2 seasons of Miss Deborah starting mess, invited her still. Why are we not directing this energy towards Miss Ashley and making it seem like Candiana did something sour and wrong to the bitch who was starting with her? Oh, okay.
I agree. I am thankful still that we had a great show.
Yeah.
What Deborah tells me is that while she was sitting there, she could hear Candace and Wendy talking about her. And so she got up and said, you're talking about me.
She said
Called her vermin, help. And I care about Deborah as my friend. I don't really know what transpired before, because what she says is, you were talking about her or something and you were calling her vermin or the hell.
No,
She said your words play a part.
They played a part.
No, they don't.
Yes. They exacerbated it.
She wanted a problem with me.
Thank you.
What they're saying is that you were playing with a loaded gun.
Well,
That's a
I'm
good
also
analogy.
a loaded gun. We know.
I know, but with your words.
Yes.
Right. You're not gonna.
If I don't know what would have happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ashley, did you invite Deborah around to stir things up?
No.
Seemed like she only came around last season to drop bombs about people's husbands.
So apparently when Chris was talking to Deborah, I guess Eddie came over, and the consensus seemed to be that Eddie was being flirtatious.
I've never met this man before. First time I met him. And then Eddie, that thing that's the name, Happy Eddie comes over. Who's Happy Eddie? Wendy's husband.
Everyone thinks that I invited Deborah to be messy.
She's not
I did not invite Deborah to be messy. She had previously expressed to me that she wanted to clear the air with you and that she didn't know she'd ever have the opportunity.
That was not clear air.
I'm sorry. Because she feels like there was a miscommunication.
Ashley, cut the bullshit. You knew this bitch was gonna be messy. Come on. You're talking about she wanted to clear the air. When she came up to Miss Candiana, she came with the energy of, do you have something to say to me? No, bitch. Get out of my face is what Candiana should have really said, but then y'all really would have blamed Miss Candiana for getting mushed. So, I'm again confused on why we're letting Miss Ashley slide because, again, for the past 2 seasons that we have seen, this season and last season that we have seen Deborah, all she has done is start mess. So I don't know why you thought she would have came to this event on some positive energy. And you were standing over there when she said this shit to Candace.
That's what she told me.
And you believe her?
Well, what else do I have to go on? I mean, a lot of time has passed. I don't know Deborah to be a violent person.
Well, she's violent.
And again, I didn't invite her to get under anybody's skin. She is was a close friend of mine. She really has held me down and been supportive of me so much over these last couple of years. I don't have Candace at the forefront of my mind when I think about Deborah. I feel like these are 2 grown women who they don't mesh, fine. The club is huge. There's no need for everyone to be feeling like pressure because so-and-so is here. I want her to be there and celebrate in the night. Well, I do want to say also, I'm sorry to Kiarna. That was not something I wanted to happen at our event. So I'm sorry that you went through that.
Okay.
Truly.
I'm with you. I got your purse. I'm right here with you. Is Kay okay?
Kay, don't look at it. Everybody calm down.
Kay is calmer.
Come on. It's okay. I need to rinse my face off. Come here.
Yeah,
Do you accept that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like Ashley is the queen of, the aftermath apologies.
Hey, you better clock her, you better clock her, you better clock her, okay? Y'all keep trying to play my girl Kiana saying she's a loving hip-hop type bitch because she fought back at somebody who threw a drink on her. But nah, she's clocking Ashley when nobody else is clocking her due to Miss Ashley's the one who started this mess due to inviting this bitch who she knew should have been, she should have known this bitch was going to be messy. I mean, come on now. For 2 seasons now, or at least last season, she was starting with 2 of your cast members and their husbands. And all of a sudden this season, she's going to try to come and clear the air. But when she tries to clear the air, she comes up to Miss Candiana, asking her, does she have something she wants to say? Nah. So again, I feel like you're only apologizing due to getting eaten up on Twitter. So now you don't want any backlash or the smoke any longer. And maybe you want to save your job. But, well, it looks like that has been done because some of your cast members are gone and you are still here somehow, in some way. What the fuck is going on? And on that note, we're going to end it here. I'm still going to let the rest of the video play where you see the girls try to make up and then they give their reunion ending or outro in this bitch. And then you'll see where the girls are now in life, which Candiana is pregnant in this bitch and off the show because, yes, have this time to truly be at peace, have a healthy pregnancy, and not deal with sour-ass bitches. And Nneka is allegedly fired, but I guess we'll see. Miss Arabiana is out of my face. I know she gave us Arabiana and Sapiana, but bitch, you or Giselle had to go. And they chose you, so yes, in this bitch. I want to thank you guys for watching and enjoy the rest of this video.
I accept that you are big enough to apologize, and that's all I have to say.
Why is it an aftermath?
Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
I can't say it during.
I mean that you're not proactive in general about not causing a mess, but that's just my personal opinion.
I've expressed that was never my intention. I could never have anticipated.
I do not think that was your intention.
Nothing you could have done.
I know, but I know tensions between Deborah and Candace have been, bubbling for a long time.
But what's the name jumped in it, though? So
I know.
Is there anyone who wants to step up and apologize or own anything and throw into the embers of yesteryear?
Maybe a hug, anybody?
Candace and Robin, anything?
I don't have any anger. When you had a friendship that we had and you go through something like this, it doesn't just heal itself in one day or in one sitting. But I have no animosity, no hatred, none of that.
Run to Twitter and talk all the shit you want about me. I don't give a You're not a victim.
Where are you going?
I'm done. I'm full. Why can't I see you?
What's wrong with your FaceTime?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Laundry, like folding clothes.
Oh, okay.
Can I say for the record, I don't give a damn.
The only person that a conversation needs to happen is you and Juan. Period. The end.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't want to be in a friendship with someone where I have to be perfect according to their friendship standards, or else
in front of
I'm
me.
going to
You can be perfectly flawed.
It's categorically unfair to have this issue with me and not let me know that you are offended. I had no idea.
I'm not throwing my husband under the bus for anyone's entertainment. And so if while I'm filming a show, if that issue is no longer, why would I do that to my husband?
They were talking about allegations.
She tried to imply that what I said had something to do with Juan being fired, and it just really, like, that hurts. I literally sat there and spoke up for my husband. You just literally going to take it like I'm the reason why he lost his job.
No, I'm saying
what you said.
Robin,
y'all can talk about the woman all you want, but don't talk about his job.
I can say the same. I feel like I, over the course of the season, like mourned the friendship. And I'm kind of at a neutral place. I mean, you said the friendship was over. So if there's any movement, the ball is in your court.
I think that for Robin and I, it's a matter of needing to hear each other and wanting to fix it. Right. You know, I'm not sure at this point if Robin even wants to fix it. And if that's the case, then that's her decision. It's unfortunate, though, that, you know, given everything that has been done to Robin by others in this group, that she would choose this hill to die on is unfortunate.
Do you think that she's taking out all of the frustrations that she's feeling from the other women out on you?
Maybe. For some reason, I don't understand why that would be, but for some reason, yes. It is starting to feel that way. Because as I said, the line is always moving.
Right, yes.
You're so angry with me for tweeting my feelings about your clown behavior, if you ask me. Sure. And everyone else has also had opinions. Your best friend has shaded you in confessionals and had things to say about your husband that are unsavory and mean-spirited. But me speaking on your clown behavior is somehow unforgivable. Sure. It feels like a concerted effort to try and push me somewhere into a corner.
Or like a double standard as well.
Yeah, that as well. So it's weird. It's
weird.
Very strange to me. Yeah.
Is that the relationship that upsets you the most that's dissolved? Because I think at one point you said that you felt like she was a sister to you at one point. Yeah.
Definitely. That's that was not on my bingo card.
No.
At all.
No.
So yeah, it's like the Twilight Zone a little bit because Robin has always, in my mind, been the most level-headed and the most sane of the group, and that's kind of why I gravitated toward her. But she's painting this narrative that exists in her head, and I can apologize where I have hurt her, but I can't accept that what I've done is unforgivable when we as an audience have watched truly unforgivable things happen, and you have gotten over them.
Nneka and Wendy, I get the sense this isn't going to happen.
Andy, I continuously throughout the season have taken accountability for everything that I've done and said. I left everything at the table that day when she and I met, and I was ready to move forward and put my own issues to the side to just see what the interaction would be. And that's still where I am.
Andy, my comment to Nneka still remains, which is, what have I done to you? Well, I think it's really unfortunate,
Yeah,
when I
me
came
too.
on the franchise 4 years ago, I really had pride in being the first Nigerian housewife, and my culture is something that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
But just with her, the rhetoric that she has been using and the way she's been weaponizing it is really dangerous. And a lot of the conversation around what she is alleging that is not true is really xenophobic. And so that's where it gives me pausity, because there comes a time when there's fun shade, and then there comes a time when it crosses the line and things become dangerous.
Right.
I met with you, said, you know what, we can coexist, we can move forward.
And you did both apologize to each other.
And I apologized earlier for the crackhead
I
comment.
didn't receive an apology directed to me. Crack? Because that's what I smell. Be careful with the allegations, honey. Nobody's smoking crack over here.
No way.
That it's because of drugs?
No. Now, I grant you, I partied. But there have been times when I know I was going through a lot of emotional stress, and my eating habits were awful.
Whitney dying, crack rehab fails.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight.
We shouldn't put out like drug accusations. No.
Oh, unless it's true.
Let's not put out any allegations. Let's be clear.
But she
Let's not
backed
put
up
out any allegations.
We're not rehashing, we're you know, but
There
I
were
said
apologies made.
Well, earlier today, I apologized for a crackhead comment.
And that's okay.
She apologized
Go ahead.
today.
Yeah, I apologized for a crackhead comment. Go ahead.
Giselle and Candace, I'm not even gonna try.
I came here today with the intention to move forward. I think that I have, from the bottom of my coochie,
yes,
I have tried.
Tried to do what? You move forward because you acknowledge things. She won't even acknowledge
You're not capable of accountability.
She won't even acknowledge it.
That's it.
She won't even acknowledge.
Oh my God. I think the two of you need Jesus himself.
I have him. He is right here.
Okay, all right.
He's right here.
I can't wait for this to air and the
can't
tweets.
either.
Bitch, shut up. Yeah. Bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Yeah.
Listen, I was ready to unleash and unload, and they didn't show half of what was done. To this day, I still recall certain things that happened that weren't shown. Like there was this one point where after the binder, the biggest memory that I have and the thing that I hate that they didn't show, with Giselle, she was so upset and she was so quiet after lunch, like had nothing to say. When Chris came out and pretty much read her, she lost it and she just blurted out, F you! She like lost it and they never showed it. But she lost it. And I was like, that pretty much summed up, you know, why I left, because they were constantly protecting the people who should have been exposed and show who they really are on and off camera. And they kept these protections for people to the extent of not even protecting, you know, my innocent children and those whole narratives that they were trying to point out. And it just got me to a point where I was just like, you know what, I don't have to deal with this. This is too much. And I decided to walk away.
Why do you think that pick and choose protection, if that's what it was there in the first place?
Well, if you're a puppet master, you're going to keep your puppets. So the ones that you can control, the ones that you can get to do what you want them to do, you're going to keep those people. But the ones who speak up like me and say, no, that's not me, I'm not doing that, I'm not saying that, we're the ones that get the hardest time because we're not doing what they want us to do. We're not creating the show that they want. We're still trying to maintain a sense of who we are.
I can't either. Narcissism at its finest.
Karen, the fence
is mine.
You are still the fence.
Thank you, darling.
You tried very hard.
I did.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
But I also appreciate that you're right in the middle of Potomac, while NECA is up there in North Potomac,
Not North
governing
Potomac,
her
Andy.
strip of land.
It's Potomac proper.
So the streets are saying that the girls are gonna turn on you the way, you know, they turned on Wendy and Candace. What do you think about that? That they're using you to push them out, and then eventually they're going to turn on you, and then it's going to be an I told you so or I should have listened moment, is what the streets are saying.
Listen, I am an honest person. If anything happens, I will get on Twitter or Instagram and be like, hey, y'all told me. I wasn't listening. My bad, peoples. I would do that. I don't know because I can't predict the future and I'm not them.
Right.
But right now, they cool peoples. We have a good time together and I trust them as friends. So if there's hiccups in our friendships that are regular hiccups, then we'll keep moving. But if there's intentional things, then we're going to have to reevaluate.
Do you think the group has the range to discuss colorism? That was a comment that was made during the reunion, as far as, you know, I don't think this group has the range to discuss that topic, you know, was a comment that was made. Would you agree?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because I haven't had those type of conversations with the ladies, so I don't know what their mental abilities are. I do know for a fact some of them can, right? Because they're used to having these conversations on the regular.
Who are the ones you think that can?
I know for sure. I think obviously Wendy can. I know Candace can. I do believe Karen can. And Karen can probably do it in a different way because she's older than us and she's experienced it at different levels in her life and in different settings. I think Robin can for sure because she's experienced a lot of colorism in her life, and she's talked about it during filming where a lot of people hated her because she was light skinned, right? And mistreated her to where she actually didn't want to have light skinned kids. Like she used to pray that she would have dark skinned children because of the way that she was treated. So I know that she can talk about it.
Yeah.
Giselle, I think I haven't had those conversations with Ashley, so I don't know what her range is. But Ashley's also somebody who will sit down and learn and listen.
Okay, fair. Are you returning next season? I think that you are. I saw what do you call it? A poster where it says you're returning. Has that been confirmed?
I think now is the time that they kind of get all these things together, and I think announcements will be made and decisions will be made soon.
Do you know if you're returning?
We don't know these things. Isn't that crazy?
Are you sure?
What do you mean, am I sure?
Like, is that like the political thing to say until there's like an announcement?
I think everyone in the Housewives world knows that like after the reunion is when deliberations and stuff
start.
So
we've heard, or at least it's been said, that Candace isn't returning.
Breaking news hot off the press involving Potomac's Candace Dillard Bassett telling People magazine apparently that she will not be back season 9. Now the singer joined the show in season 3, we all remembered, and she says that she is filled with gratitude for the journey. The 37-year-old went on to say, quote, "With a whirlwind of new opportunities and responsibilities on my plate, I have decided to take a break from RHOP." Ashley, did you know, and how do you feel about it?
When I tell y'all, I found out just like everybody else because my phone was going ding, 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 ding,
Is
ding.
this breaking news for you too?
100%.
Wow.
Completely caught me off guard.
Did you text her? What'd you say?
No, I've contemplated, but no, I haven't. And it's just a little surprising because we haven't really been told. So that's news to me that she's making that choice.
But is it surprising, though, because she has so many other things going on? I mean, the budding music career, for one.
Well, there's no shock that this is a really good platform to show yourself and to promote what you're doing. So, yes, to me, it is shocking that she's making the choice. Hopefully, the other opportunities that she has are going to surmount or surpass what Housewives is.
Robin isn't returning.
Reunion, the last reunion episode just went off last night, Sunday, if you're listening to this on a Monday. And I wanted to respect the network and respect the show and wait until the season ended, which I think, makes sense, to share this news. But yes, I will not be returning to season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac.
To hear you say it out your mouth, like it's like killing my heart right now. And I obviously I know this information, but like to hear you say it,
right? It's reality. It's reality. The network did not invite me back. I was fired, for lack of better words. And I will not, sugarcoat the situation and say, "Oh, I am walking away, and this is a break" or anything like this. This was a network decision, and and I'm okay with it.
Oh, you're going to cry? Oh, Robin, you're going to make me cry. No tears. Oh, God. Okay, well.
I'm not going to cry. No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, and then I just want to finish. Shit.
We don't even have tissues.
It's so crazy because we still have Reasonably Shady, but I really want to say I love you.
Oh, me? Oh, no. You're gonna make me cry.
And it's been such a fun, amazing, stressful, crazy, wild journey the past 8 years. I couldn't imagine doing what we did, you know, with anyone else.
Oh, she
Of course, I have my
tissue because of that damn nose of hers.
But yes, but to my Green Eye Bandit, my partner in crime, like it's the show. Really, we start off as friends. It's so funny because we for whatever reason we were meant to sit next to each other that night.
Yes.
I think it was in November of 2011, maybe
Yeah.
whatever. When Sharice,
Knockout.
yes, at Knockout Abuse, a charity event. When Sharice invited us as her guests,
Yes.
we sat next to each other at the table, and we laughed and joked like we'd known each other for years.
I know. That was so much fun. Before anybody knew us,
yes,
like that,
yes,
and we trashed the entire room.
We did. We liked every person that walked past, all the drunk people, like just had a good old time.
We
and
did.
From there, we were great friends, and then the show, brought us even closer.
Yeah.
And we've, been through a lot on the show and faced a lot of like scrutiny and judgment and hate.
Oh God.
And we've supported each other through that. So although we still have Reasonably Shady, I'm still going to talk to you all the time and see you all the time. I hate that part of our friendship is, not there anymore.
Can you speak to that?
I know that Candace doesn't want to come back, and
Yeah.
she's made the decision to pursue other things in her life and, her music. She's an actress as well. And
Yeah.
I know she has 6 embryos in the freezer, so
Mhm.
she might want to pop them things in too. So, she's taking a quick break. And so that's an announcement that she made, yes.
Yeah. Okay, we saw you guys at Gag City with Nicki
It was
Minaj.
amazing.
And we saw you, Robin, Giselle. Am I making up seeing Sharice?
Shasha was there.
Okay, Sharice was
Shasha's
there.
always down for a good time. She's not going to miss a good time.
And there
girl.
was another lady.
Ashley.
No, not Ashley. Well, Ashley was there, but then there was another lady.
Jules. That's one of Ashley's friends.
Okay, so is this what the cast is looking like? Or is this a girls' night situation?
Well, Mia was supposed to have come with us,
Okay.
but Mia was recovering, so Ashley brought her friend Jules, who I do know and love.
Mhm.
So I don't know if this is what the cast is going to look like.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.